here we have the floor buffer set up. Now, before we get to the machines themselves, we'll start with the heads in each individual use. Here we have the Strata-Grips. We have a soft bristle Strata-Grip and a hard bristle Strata-Grip. Now, the difference between the two are the bristles themselves. The soft bristle Strata-Grip has bristles that are close to broom-like. So it's used for light-duty cleaning on polished surfaces and unpolished surfaces, but only if the sealer has not been applied. Because if the sealer has been applied, it will ruin the sealer and scratch it up. Now, the heavy-duty Strata-Grip. The difference between the two bristles are the wire that it contains. The heavy-duty one contains wire in between the bristles, which makes it for heavy-duty usage. The soft bristle Strata-Grip does not have wire in the bristles, and it's more flexible to move. Now, the heavy-duty Strata-Grip, or should I say the hard bristle Strata-Grip, can be used on coarse surfaces, so broom finished floors, asphalt, etc. This is not meant to be used on already polished surfaces because it will ruin the floor and scratch the surface. Although you can put pads on top of both of these, they're not meant to be used with pads. You'll burn up the pad and it won't really serve the purpose. So next, we have pad drivers. Now, the pad drivers are meant to be solely used with a pad. If used without a pad, you will damage the pad driver itself and the floor. So never use the pad drivers without the pads. Now, we have a 17-inch pad driver and we have a 20-inch pad driver. Now, they look different, but they serve the same purpose. Manufacturer makes both of them, just two different looks. Now, we'll move on to the 20-inch one. 20-inch one, although it looks like the Strata-Grips that I showed in the last segment, it is not the same thing. You cannot put these bristles on the floor. They'll eat up the floor and they'll eat up the bristles. Only meant for the pad. Now this one, the teeth are smaller, but like I said, they serve the same purpose. This is the 17-inch one. Now, the difference between the two, you never want to use the 20-inch pad on the 17-inch pad driver or vice versa. So here's an example of what I was saying about mixing the wrong pads with the wrong pad drivers. You want to make sure that the fit is right, or else you'll get something like this. Now this, we have a 17-inch pad on a 20-inch pad driver. You can see the bristles come out from the sides. Now this poses the problem of not being able to reach the wall with the pad while cleaning. Now this one, it's oversized and you think, hey, at least it covers the whole pad driver. But the problem that this poses is you're not having added pressure on the ends. And once you hit a baseboard or a wall, you'll start damaging this pad and it'll start ripping and tearing. Also, excess pad will get soaked up in water and start flinging it and it'll cause a big mess. So you want to avoid these. This is the improper way of using the pads with the pad drivers. Okay, here lastly, we have the sanding disc holder and the sanding disc that it's used with. Here at SSI, we mainly use these to scratch up surfaces containing different epoxies and sealers. Now, we scratch up the surface so we can cause a better cohesion between the floor and whatever material that we're applying. Now, here we're going to have Marcos come and show you how to put the pad on the correct way. So, to loosen it up, you will be going clockwise. To tighten the bolt, it will be counterclockwise. So you will remove this, remove the washer, place pad on top, put back the holder, make sure the washer is on top, and then you will go ahead and continue to tighten up the nut. Now we're going to show you the back of this sanding disc. Now here, if you notice, there's different slits around the hole itself. Now we like to apply this tape around for added support, because once you start using it, the wear and tear will cause these slits to tear and it'll end up ruining the disc. So we just like to use that as added support. Moving on. Now we're going to show you how to put one of these drivers on. Now, although each driver and or Strata-Grip range in size and make, they all go on the buffer the same way. So we're going to have Marcos come over and show us how to put one on. It's a triangular setup. You place it in and you twist to lock in place. Now to loosen it, you will have to twist in the opposite direction in which you placed it on. Once locked in place, it should not come off. Okay, now we actually get to set one of these things up and start them up. So Marcus is gonna walk us through how to start each one up. So before starting it up, you want to adjust the bar to your height. So you pop that thing down, lower the bar. While lowering the bar, you want to raise that bar down there that Marcos has his hand on. Once you have it at the correct height, which is usually right above your waistline, you tighten that thing back up and you come to the startup. Now each buffer starts in a different way. This one has a red button on top that you have to push simultaneously while holding the trigger. So Marcos is going to show us how to do that. Once you do that, you can release the red button, hold on to the trigger, and then you have the buffer starting. Now, the buffer works up and down. This is how you get it to move right or left. Up is right, down is left. If you hold it right in the middle, you'll get it to stay idle.
Thanks for watching our channel. Make sure you hit subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know what you'd like to see in future videos.